What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Welcome to Sunday night here on the channel as we do our live stream. And it's going to be an interesting live stream. I don't know if you guys are noticing the difference in camera setups here on the channel, but I was using a DSLR camera prior to this week, and I thought I had a lens issue, and sent out for a new lens. I wanted to get it replaced and go back to the way videos used to be. Unfortunately, it's a camera problem. It doesn't look like it's a lens issue. This is a camera issue. So for the time being, I'm using the high definition camera on my iPhone. I think it looks okay. I think it's okay. I think it looks about the same as before, if not just slightly a little less crispy than the last one. Let me know in the comments if you guys notice a difference. It's gonna be interesting to see how that affects videos going forward. But for the time being, this is what we have. So hopefully, hopefully we make it work. Now, on to tonight's stream. Now, just a reminder, I have opened up a Discord. We've posted in the community that a Discord has been opened, and after the stream tonight, we will be hanging out in my Discord for about an hour, where you guys can come in there, you can chat, you can voice your opinions, you can say what you want to say. I'll answer your questions. We can talk about things you guys want to talk about. Anything. I am here to give back to you guys tonight. This is going to be my way of saying thank you to everybody who's been in our large Fringe majority so far, especially Rick Robitaille, who's become a member here on the channel. Thank you so much for hitting that member button, Rick, and welcome to the Fringe. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel, though it is not required. It is always appreciated. So thank you for that. Now on to tonight's stream. Now, a video launched about 10-15 minutes ago. I didn't want to bring it out on Monday because I just didn't want to. People hate Mondays. People hate going back to work on Monday, and I didn't want to bring down people's Monday mornings. So a video is launched. I wanted to talk about the death of Matthew Perry and just kind of acknowledge him as a Canadian actor, but also show a little bit of a funny clip, because I don't know if you guys know this about Matthew Perry, but he once beat the crap out of Justin Trudeau, and I love this story. It made him my hero, and rest in peace to Matthew Perry. And go check out the video. Not usually one to upload videos on a Sunday, but I thought, again, it'd be good to get it out before everybody goes back to work. Those kind of stories just really aren't the ones I like sharing with people, but there's a lot of people talking about it, and a lot of I had a lot of friends, because like before I got into covering politics on this channel, a lot of people wanted this channel to be kind of a mix of politics slash like entertainment drama, things like that. So some of my friends have been asking my opinion on what happened with Matthew Perry, and as I state in that video, I think this is a substance abuse issue. I think this is an addiction. He's voiced in his memoirs as well as on interviews that he's detoxed over 65 times for alcohol abuse. And of course, if you know anything about drinking alcohol in a hot tub, tends to work into its way of making you inebriated a lot faster than if you're just hanging out, having a good drink in your kitchen or whatever, or socially with a bunch of people. My guess is that addiction got the better end of Matthew Perry, but of course, we'll know more as details come out. Again, I feel for his family, and it's a real shame to lose a Canadian actor like himself. Bad Anger Management, my brother John jumping in with a $24.99 super sticker. John, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wow, that's hey, who supports better than family sometimes, right? So thank you for that. I appreciate giving to the channel in such a way. That's amazing. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Let's get caught up with the chat. Let me know where you guys are watching from tonight. Let's see if we can get a roll call going and get every province in the country here. Let's see what is going on in the chat. I know Snatch was in here earlier asking to become a mod. I think I'll have to hope that things go well when he becomes a mod, but he will be a mod. Bad Anger Management coming out saying that the room looks more visible. That's good. Hopefully this camera works a little bit better. I know people tout DSLR cameras, but I see so many videos that say, hey, if you've got an iPhone Pro, um, the video quality is actually quite good on those. From what I can see on the screen, it looks a little more clear because, again, Sony cameras tend to focus more on darks, and their auto zooms kind of frustrating sometimes. So hopefully this works out well for us. Um, let's catch up more with the chat here. My sarcasm is in the shop. After I broke it this week, I think there's something wrong with me. There we go. Welcome into the stream, Mystical. Hope you're doing well. Megan jumping in tonight. Happy Sunday to you, Megan, as well. Rick saying it's nice to talk about those things. I get it. It's not always fun, but hey, it's good to get it out of the way. Great hustle. You're going to outpace Clyde. So, hey, well, it's not a competition, but hey, let's see if we can't jump up there quickly. We've been running about on average 1,000 subs a week lately, and the reception of videos has just been overwhelming and positive, and I can't thank everybody enough who's now joined our community, who's also coming into our community and hanging out here and watching our videos and watching content here on the channel. It's just been absolutely overwhelming. Let's get into the roll call. Mystical's outside in the bushes. Marie's coming from Vancouver. Welcome into the stream, Marie. Trudeau's coming in again from Calgary. Welcome into the stream. Georgina coming in from Eastern Ontario, with Dawn joining us in Edmonton. Joe Lyman jumping in. Camera is a very wide angle. It is, but you know what? I almost like it that way with the background. I think it's better. Snatch saying power will be mine, chat. Watch out for the Snatch. Let me tell you, we are all one with the Snatch, but sometimes Snatch is not one with us. Keep your eyes open, folks. Christina coming in, Alberta here. Welcome into the stream. Theo Therm coming in from Mission, BC. Welcome into the stream. What else we got here? Joe sending in a friendly reminder to smash that like button to push the video out. Absolutely. If you don't know how the like button works on YouTube, anytime we drop videos or anytime we're doing a live stream, the likes carry the videos into the algorithm for YouTube and tell people who haven't seen this channel or who may be browsing around, hey, this video is really interesting. You guys should go check it out. So whenever you're watching our content or when you're in these live streams, it's always appreciated when you hit that thumbs up button, and it's always great to get out in that algorithm. So thank you for the reminder, Joe. I miss you, Alberta. I'm now in Ontario. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm kidding. Dan coming in from Verner, Ontario. Welcome into the stream, Dan. So again, just friendly reminder, folks, as people come in, I will be putting a link. In fact, I'll drop one now, a link to the Discord. Make sure to join us in our Discord, where we will be hanging out after the stream. How do we get a link here? Let me see. I think I have to go to invite. Copy the link. There we go. Discord's something new to me, but you know what? I hang out in Discord a lot with friends of mine, and I quite enjoy being in there. It's always fun. Here's the link to the Discord, ladies and gents. Click on the link, join us in the Discord, become a member. After the stream, like I said, I'll be hanging out there for about an hour, and you guys are free to come into the voice chat. Give me your opinions, talk to me, ask questions, talk about anything you guys want to. I'm certainly not going to try to control the conversation. I'm in there just to hang out, have fun with my community, and grow. I really want to grow a community where we can post memes, where we can talk about general discussions. I've got a tab in there for video suggestions if there's anything you guys want to see. So make sure to jump in with those and join the Discord and have some fun with us. And holy crap, look what's jumping up on the stream there. Freedom Honey jumping in with a $20 super chat. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Wow, guys, amazing support tonight. Thank you so much, Freedom Honey. That is, geez, wow, that just knocked me off my chair. That's 2 large super chats so far. I'm speechless. Thank you. Thank you so much. Zylo saying late night fringe after hours. Absolutely. And again, I'm looking forward to hanging out in that Discord. So I really appreciate it. If you guys come in, you hang out. Let me post where is that link? Where did I drop it? Let's post that up on the screen. Here we go. If you guys are watching the stream afterwards and want to join the Discord, again, I usually have the Discord in the links of the video. But here it is on the screen. If you want to join the Discord, it's free to join. There's certainly no charges or any of those shenanigans. We don't pull that here on the channel, but hop in, have some fun with us. It's going to be a blast. Looking forward to it. Even Snatch coming in, join the Discord chat. Derek's a blast. Join his Discord and chat with us. Absolutely. Thank you, Snatch. CB jumping in. A little honey for JD. And there you go. CB, welcome into the stream. Always good to see CB. CB is very active in our Discord. And let me tell you something. He is the king of memes. So if you guys really like checking out memes, come hang out in the Discord again. CB has yet to be defeated on memes. His meme game is strong. So it's going to be it's going to be great. Valerie, post the link at the end of the live stream. Absolutely. I'll be posting it again. I just wanted to get it in now for anybody who maybe can't hang out for the remainder of stream. Speaking of streams and video content coming up, I know I always say that on these channels, we talk about things that are coming up in the future. And I wanted to share some information with the community that Danielle Smith will be joining us here on the channel for an interview. It will not be a live stream, unfortunately, due to her scheduling. We've been trying to work a live stream, but Danielle Smith will be sitting down with me mid-November to talk about the Alberta pension plan, as well as the state of oil and gas in Alberta. I'm really looking forward to that interview. I think it's going to be great. And I look forward to finally sitting down on the channel and having a chat with her, because we've been trying to get this going for quite some time. Unfortunately, unlike myself, who sits at home and does YouTube, Danielle Smith, of course, very busy with her job. And always trying to find time is sometimes a hassle. But hey, we made it work. So she'll be joining us here on the channel mid-November, and I'll have that video out to you guys as soon as I possibly can. And hopefully she has some good information to share with us. I'm looking forward to what she has to say. I'm a big fan of her former radio show that she used to have before going back into politics after her 2012 run, as well as her view on politics. I think that most people around Canada right now that are aware of Danielle Smith support her and like what she has to say. Valerie coming in, Smith and Smith. It's going to be the Smith dynasty here on the channel, and that's what I always tout, that if I take that mayor seat, it's going to be the Smith dynasty in Calgary. But hey, let's. I'm looking forward to that video. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a great time, and hopefully it's something you guys enjoy watching as well. That's Marie coming in with a good old board. It's a great success. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome into the stream, Marie. What else do we have to talk about tonight? Well, we got to talk about Justin Trudeau. The Justin Trudeau channel. We should just change the name to Unacceptable Trudeau. It seems to be the hot topic on this channel, but hey, you know what? It's what you guys seem to want to watch, because every time I post those, people are flooding in to get their 2 cents in. But I posted a video earlier this week talking about Sophie Trudeau with this news coming out about her divorce. Now, I really, I really didn't want to cover their divorce, because it's none of my business. It's none of our business when it comes to a separation or a divorce. The part that is our business is our tax dollars, and unfortunately, as the ball of twine that is their destructive marriage seems to unravel, it becomes more and more apparent that some of our tax dollars could be lingering in the Trudeau household more than we think. Now, I've made my personal assumptions that I believe that a lot of what's going on with this ArriveCan scam, we've seen earlier this week that NDP and Liberals had shut down interviews to the RCMP commissioner. We've seen that they're doing everything to block any kind of evidence from coming forward with the CBSA in regards to $11 million being handed out for people to essentially do zero work. Again, Larry Brock really pushing forward, as well as other Conservative MPs, to get answers. And again, I'm still trying to arrange a time for Larry Brock to come on this channel. Unfortunately, again, just like Danielle Smith, their schedules are packed to the brim. They're extremely busy. And, sometimes they say I can give you a comment, I can give you something along those lines, but I'd really prefer to do an interview in person. So hopefully we can get Larry on the channel. But there's a very strong push to get evidence out, and it's being blocked from us, which starts to make me wonder when it comes to Sophie Trudeau, that she has this telecommunications company, and that, conveniently, even though the Trudeaus have been separated, we all know they've been separated for quite some time, all the way back to as early as lockdown days. But why make the announcement now all of a sudden? Well, a week after they make the announcement, suddenly it becomes viable in the media. Sophie Trudeau is exempt from conflict of interest now that she's filed for separation from Justin Trudeau. It makes me question if some of this evidence that's to come forward links her and the Trudeaus to lining their own pockets. We, of course, seen this during the We Charity scandal when Justin Trudeau's mother was paid hefty hefty speaking fees, as well as Trudeau's, I believe it was Trudeau's brother or somebody else who spoke from the Trudeaus that received a large amount of money. Um, of course, they look after their family first, but the problem at the end of the day, I've got no problem with people saying, "Hey, I'm going to give you a leg up," because I mean, you hear in business talk, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's very relevant no matter what companies you work for or what job you take. uh, People who have connections tend to get ahead further. So when somebody says, "Hey, I'm gonna," if I've got my mother who speaks, who's relevant to this topic, of course they're going to bring them in. Of course they're going to get them paid. The problem is it's taxpayer money. We're not talking about a business. We're not talking about raised funds or people wanting to see these people speak. This is taxpayer money being handed out um, into the lap of luxury. Now, the problem I have is that not only is it Sophie Trudeau that I question with the We Charity, or not the We Charity scandal, with ArriveCan and her telecommunications company, but with the amount of time now that this article has come out, there was an article again in the video discussed that came out in I almost said the Washington Post, the National Post, in regards to it being official now that Sophie Trudeau has been dating this doctor from the Ontario or Ottawa Children's Hospital for quite some time. The ex-wife of the doctor is now petitioning that she should have custody of the children because Sophie is under heavy media presence and it's not safe for their kids. And I agree with that petition. I don't think this doctor's children should be put in the middle of anything ongoing between Justin Trudeau or Sophie, and especially if taxpayer funded money happens to show up in any investigation, that these children should be put at risk being out in the public eye with Sophie. But the problem that I have, and the same problem I stressed in that video, is whenever Justin Trudeau jets around the country, takes his 17 vacations a year, he takes Sophie with him. Now they've talked and said, well, we're co-parenting, we're raising our kids together so that they have a strong household. And I know there are some households that do that when they separate. Although what it seems to me and what I've derived is that when you look at the petition of the ex-wife of the doctor, it sounds to me like Sophie was told not to be around his children at all, and that rule was broken. Again, based on who she is and what's following her, she was told to keep her distance from the children whenever he had them, or had custody for like a weekend or anything like that. And those rules were essentially broken because, I mean, why would any Trudeau follow the rules? But the problem there is that I don't think she's actually co-parenting. I don't think this is a situation to co-parent. I think this is a situation where she just needs somewhere to stay when she can't be with her boyfriend. The Trudeaus added an extra property, I guess you could say, or like a separate little shack house, whatever, like a lake house on one of their properties. And I think this is a scam again because while Sophie's at the residents with Justin Trudeau, whether they're co-parenting or not, any groceries that are bought, any food that's done, any party hosting that's done, that's all billed to the Canadian taxpayer, right? That's money we're paying for their lavish parties, their food bills. I remember when Justin Trudeau was first elected and she started talking about nannies and the cost of nannies because she's just too rich to raise her own children. Um, those are costs we're incurring while she's co-parenting at this house. And then Justin Trudeau goes on vacation while he's lying for essentially years. If you look at lockdowns, we showed that video of that very awkward kiss they had when Justin Trudeau again was sporting his goatee, which was during lockdown times. So it's very evident that again, the reports from those times saying, are they separated? We think they're separated. That's confirmed that, yeah, more than likely they were separated at that time. But since then, we had the Queen's funeral. We've had India trips. And I'm not talking about the recent India trip, but we've had all these jet setting trips. So the recent one over the summer, where Sophie was in that infamous photo of her sitting in the bath of seaweed. Um, this is all taxpayer money. So why are we paying for him to jet set somebody around the world that isn't even part of that family anymore? If that's the case, why isn't this doctor paying for her to go places? Why isn't Justin Trudeau paying out of pocket? This man makes more money than God. Okay. He, in terms of a politician who's in a position of power running the country, he has increased his value 50 fold since becoming prime minister, with all of his backdoor deals, his scams, his lockdowns, his contracts. Um, I could go on. But why isn't he paying that out of pocket? Well, because that's what he sees out of Canadian citizens. You're just dollar signs, you're money bags, and it's disgusting. It's sad to see. I'm gonna quit rambling. I'm gonna get caught up in the chat. Um, let's get back to let's jump in right here. Oh, here we go. Let's jump in with Mystical. 11 million is just the tip of the iceberg. I agree. And we're going to see more as that develops. And again, I'll be reporting on that as that develops. Sophie went for immunity clause pretty quick. I wonder why. And again, yes, absolutely. Snatch says I'm being Brock blocked. No Brock block. It's a scheduling conflict. And again, we're working on it. I'm in pretty frequent talks with his I guess you could say like a media liaison, and we're trying to work something out and get something in the works to get Larry on the channel. He's a fan of the books and my work, and he wants to come on the channel. It's just a scheduling thing, so we're working on it, and I'll get him on here as soon as possible, folks, if we can make it work. So hang in there. 11 mil for doing nothing. Hell, I'd do nothing for 11,000. I'd do nothing for $11. I mean, let's be honest. If somebody hands you anything and says, "Here's some free money, you don't have to do anything for it," you're not going to say no. Trudeau needs more soap to wash off the filth. Absolutely. Rob or Rick saying we're convinced now. Too many people getting in each other's way in the medical system. Yeah, I agree on that one. Joe chiming in. A great thing about the interview is you'll be able to use it as an example for why others should come on the channel. After all, if you are worth Danielle's time, I fully agree. And again, Danielle, I mean, she's wonderful. She's an amazing person, and we've back and forth, and I'm just grateful that she's finally got time to sit down. Again, a lot of people play this. Hey, Derek knows everybody. I mean, Derek's just out there, but part of what has really benefited me is that ever since How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom went viral, that book made a very large dent in Trudeau's ego. It sent a signal to Canadians, and it was done, I feel, and this isn't me, guys, this isn't me flexing. This isn't an ego boost. I've been told, and also I can stand back and admire that this was something that came out that caught wind virally and looked at something negative in a lighthearted approach that made people start to say, hey, you know what? Even during bad times, we can have a laugh. Now, the fact that once that book went viral, the first person to contact me was Preston Manning, who said that he enjoyed it. He liked it. I found it weird because for a man in his 80s to buy a Dr. Seuss parody book and have a laugh at it, I was flattered. But it's opened doors in the political community. We've talked about it before when I was invited to Parliament Hill to meet with the Conservatives. And when I say, well, here, I still talk with Pierre's people. And then people go, yeah, right. Why would you talk to Pierre? Well, because I was gonna do some work with them at one point. Like that was Preston Manning's original suggestion was let's do a video together. And again, schedules, these guys are really damn busy. And I was busy and they just got crisscrossed. But uh between Jordan Peterson, between Danielle Smith, between all these folks, it's opened doors where I've been completely flattered to meet with some people that are higher up on a pole because I certainly don't see myself as a higher up person. I'm just a guy who writes books and hangs out on YouTube. I just make YouTube videos for you guys to enjoy the content. I write books for everybody to have a laugh if they're not feeling good about themselves. That's my purpose, and I'm certainly not seeking fame when I do those things. But it's been nice that anytime we want to get guests on these channels, I don't have to call places and say, hey, I'm just generic YouTuber A or generic YouTuber B. It's you drop the name of that book, and if people have heard of it, it usually gets you in a lot easier. As I said at the beginning of the stream, sometimes in business, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity because it gives me a bit of a pass to get access to some of these folks. And I'm hoping things go well with Danielle. Not for my benefit, but to bring you guys better content. I think I've been saying for a long time that I think some of these politicians need to start coming on this channel, the Plebs channel, whether it's Clyde or whether it's Sunshine Baby, any of those guys, they need to start coming on some of these channels of independent YouTubers and giving their speech about how they resonate with their voters, because this is where their voters sit. We don't watch CBC, we don't listen to CTV, we're not big on global. So this is where a lot of people now that are on the conservative side of the spectrum get their media from, or their news or their information. It's fitting, if they want to continue maintaining those votes, that they listen to people in all communities, that they try to expand their horizons. There's an ongoing fear that if I go on one of these tiny YouTube channels, or talk to somebody who's only got 50, 60, 70,000 subscribers, my opposing party is going to have a field day with it. They're gonna say that I'm an extremist because of the videos these other people make. They're going to tie me to it. They need to stop living in fear and realize that people are smarter than that, and they deserve more information. And with Justin Trudeau's news bans on social media and on the internet, this is the best place to get it. Go up the higher pole. He has a vision and good intuition. Well, I appreciate that. There's Mystical chiming in. I don't even watch TV anymore except at the gym, just YouTube. There you go. Snatch TV sucks. I agree. Someone needs to fire the group that is looking after the official residents of Canada. 8 million for a barn is ridiculous. Yeah. The spending is out of control. Like, think about your day-to-day life and think about if you needed a new car and somebody goes, "Here you go." And you say, "God, I need to renovate my bathroom. My bathroom's a little dated. I'm going to change out the shower. I'm going to upgrade the sink." And somebody said, "No problem. What do you need?" And it didn't come out of your pocket. You said, like the Trudeau, well, we need a new barn. Okay, well, here you go. Go get the lumber. We'll hire contractors and it's done. It's beyond the lap of luxury. The problem with that is it's an abuse of power in my mind, because you're stealing from Canadian taxpayers. And I've always said taxation is theft. It is. It's complete theft. It's not. I understand the taxes. I'm trying to think of how to word this the best way. Taxes benefit in the sense of getting roads built, um, you know, lights on your streets, infrastructure, programs, things like. I'm not going to disagree and say that all taxes go to waste, but a vast majority of them. Like, if you were to think about sitting down and looking at actual books when it comes to any government, I'm talking municipal, provincial, or federal. If you looked at their books and honestly asked the question, can we do without this stuff? You'd find that there's probably a 60 to 70% waste in terms of what they're bringing in money, that they could operate on far less. The problem is entitlement. Um, I'm going to be honest. It's nice when, um, and I'll give you a personal example. When when my first book took off, we did very well financially. Now, I donated um, a very large portion of that to the truckers' legal defense. Um, I did some other charity work, paid my illustrator, paid my taxes. But from a household that was living check to check at the time, some doors opened up where it's like, hey, we can go on a vacation now. We can buy a new car. We can do some new things. You start to, and after talking to an accountant and they start telling you, here's how you get around these things. Here's ways to claim these things for your business. I can see where people in government get a thick head and abuse that power, because it's very easy once those doors open to start going, hey, my life's easy now. Now, unlike the government, my wallet eventually runs out, and those those fun times come to an end. But my point is that um, you get these governments in now that go, oh, I can write off cars, I can write off dinners, I can write off certain expenses. I can travel. I can do all these things. And what they don't realize every time they're doing those things is that's on the taxpayer's dime in any political realm, whether it's municipal, federal, or provincial. It's taxpayer money. I always had a soft spot when it came to Pierre Polyev because even when he flew, I think still to this day when he flies coach. He doesn't fly first class. He doesn't he doesn't live above the people. He recognizes that, hey, I just got to get from A to B. I've often got on a plane, and anytime I'm getting on a plane with my wife, we discuss business class because there's sometimes you can get a cheap upgrade, or even pay a little extra to sit in business class. But anytime the discussion comes up, I often say we're all on the same plane going to the same place. We're all going to get there at the same time. Sure, it's nice to have a little more leg room. It's nice to have some of the perks, but is it really worth it? Now, I say those things when I'm going on my dime, but it's just nice to see guys like Pierre Polyev who say, I'm going to do that when I'm going to take the lower end of the stick when I'm doing it on other people's dime. There's no reason when Justin Trudeau has to have a meeting that he needs to get on his plane and physically go to another country. I'm sure that a large portion of these meetings could be done over a secure connection via a web meeting like Microsoft Teams or Zoom or any, I know they use a different application. Bad anger management says he does it while eating an apple. There you go. Uh, Bassmatic asking, can Alberta start restricting what countries they accept as immigration? I don't think so. I don't think they can. It's a good question. I don't know. Justin flies to the House of Commons from his office. Yeah, yeah. He look this guy. I mean, look, we all know Justin Trudeau's the king of um, the lap of luxury, where he's the king of floating around on people's dimes. He has no problem doing that. Um, it's just sad. It's sad. You know, I had a video last week that I didn't like the context in which it came out, where I was talking about the $23 billion that was given to Indigenous, um, and it had nothing to do with Indigenous. It had to do with, is now the right time to do that? Is now the time to be spending $23 billion when we've just given billions to the Ukraine, when we're sending money over to Israel Palestine, while interest rates are skyrocketing, while people can't pay their bills, while there's homeless, while winter's coming, and those homeless are going to suffer. My biggest gripe when it came to the Indigenous in that video is that I said, based on the information I've been given. Now, I have a friend from Manitoba who grew up on a reservation, and he has often told me about how destitute people live simply because money that's given from the government goes to band leaders instead of the people. Now, there were a lot of scathing comments in that video saying that I'm not educated and that I don't understand the lifestyle of what's going on or where that money's going to. And I found that when you talk about another race, it's a very touchy subject, especially Indigenous. So the video wasn't pulled because of the nasty comments. The video was pulled because I started to question, is this a subject I should really be talking about on this channel? If it's that touchy for people, the last thing I want to do on this channel is rub anybody the wrong way or make people think that I'm being critical of somebody based on their nationality or based on my views in history. You know, I had mentioned in that video that if we're going to pay for reparations, the British should be paying for those reparations because they're the ones who came over here with the French and settled the land and took it from those folks. And then Canada became a country on its own, still under the crown. I got what some people were saying in the comments about that, that look, we're still under the crown of King Charles. And okay, yeah, but you want to draw semantics out of it. My point being was, the same thing as people who complain in the US about slavery and say, well, slavery was horrible and slavery was this, and everybody whose family was, you know, anybody who's black deserves reparations for what happened. How long is that going to go on for? Like, we're not using slavery as a method of doing anything by today's standards. And I'm not discounting that that's a horrible thing and that it shouldn't have happened. But the important thing to realize about history is that we try to learn from our mistakes so that we don't repeat them. Luckily for America, Abraham Lincoln came in and emancipated slaves. And luckily for us, Canada formed as a country, and Canada found ways that I feel are probably a little outdated and broken now to try and make reparations to those that were taken advantage of when settlers came to this land. We pay a lot into that system, and it's broken, is the problem. Um, but it's not broken because of something we've done. It's broken because of those who seek to take advantage of it. I wish Justin Trudeau would stop talking. Now some of this money from his 23 billion was going to counseling services for young Indigenous kids. It was going to good places. The intention is to go to good places, and I don't have any gripe with that. I'd like to see Justin. Here's the thing: if people want to talk about, well, Indigenous deserve that money, I'll tell you one thing: Indigenous deserve clean drinking water. That is a very simple thing for this government to fix. So instead of getting mad about should we be spending $23 billion right now on counseling services, I'm asking, why aren't people asking the bigger question of where's the clean drinking water? How come that's not being announced? How come that's not being tackled? How come we're not doing anything about that? All this money going out is a very large distraction. It's a distraction to get you to, oh, isn't that great? Oh, look what they're doing. Oh, it's fantastic. Justin Trudeau does not care about the Indigenous folks. He doesn't care about Canadians. He's made that very clear. Justin Trudeau cares about buying votes. We've seen that this week with the announcement that Eastern Canada was going to get discounts on heating oil. A very small percentage of people, I understand that most of them are on the Eastern coast, use heating oil. What about the rest of Canada that can't pay their bills? He doesn't give a shit about Canadians. It's it's sad to see money go in. Like, I guess what I'm saying when it comes to the Indigenous is that I've seen reservations that work very well, where their band leaders are very generous with their people, they work with their people, and they're very successful. They maintain businesses. I have one locally that has commercial business on their ground, and they do very well. And the people there are very happy to see people come and shop, and I mean, I'm usually in their Costco, and they're happy to see everybody. And nobody looks at race. People just say, "Hey, it's another place to go and shop." The problem are tribes or reservations where the people are abused and we keep funneling money in to continue that abuse. The money doesn't benefit everybody. So, again, I'm not trying to discount anybody's opinion about Indigenous folks. What I'm saying out of all of that was my view. Um, I did get some information from a friend of mine that lived on a reserve. If that's not adequate information to other reserves, they're all different. And maybe I'm not educated on every single one and their policies. So that was why the video was pulled, because I didn't want to make an assumption based on somebody else's experiences. I was rolling my information based on what I was given from a friend who grew up on one in Manitoba. So, in terms of that kind of coverage, I will not be covering those kind of videos again. Strictly because I'm not in the business of upsetting people. I want people to feel like we have a community here. I want people to feel like this is a place where they can come and get information, but it's also a place where they can feel welcome and unjudged. So that kind of content won't spark and go forward. Um, it's a shame with news censorship because there's never any intention of being maliced on this channel. It's anyway, we'll move off of that. One thing I do want to talk about, and one thing I do want to announce, and it's a shameless plug. Um, while we're here, guys, I've had over the years, I've had a lot of people ask me, can we get um, can we get your books outside of Amazon? A lot of people keep asking me, how do we get books? Hang on one second. How do we get books outside of Amazon? We don't like Amazon. We don't want to support Amazon. Um, we'd like to buy direct. We have a solution to that. Finally, I have garnered a solution. I told you guys I would get a solution for that. And finally, some folks got in touch with me. Here we go. Unacceptablefringebooks.com is now live. Started it up this week. Here you can come and purchase any one of our books, including the out of print limited edition series of the the redacted version of How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom. Those are now, before I scroll down to the prices, I'm going to make it very clear to everybody. Every one of these books' prices includes your shipping Canada wide, and these books are also signed. What I need people to understand about this is that the pricing reflects my cost of getting the books plus my cost of shipping them out. So, what I've done is offered signatures on every book to get them out to you so that you're getting some value for the price. Um, Once you work in the cost of what it would be to ship a book from Alberta, from Calgary to another house, it's not much more than Amazon. But we'll scroll down. So each book right now, $39.99 Canadian. But again, those include shipping. Now, the redacted version is $99.99 because that's what I charge at shows. I've only got about 15 of those books available. And it's out of print. So once they're gone, they're gone. So anybody who's looking for a collector's item, I do have to charge a little bit more for those, but it's only because they're in very, very limited supply. And I've only signed two of those books in existence. So you can head over to unacceptablefringebooks.com and you can pick up your copies and I will ship them out to you um, as fast as possible. Now, the other books that are in print are constantly in stock, and once they're out of stock, I will order more. I will um, I will keep that going for anybody who wants to get our books outside of Amazon. Once I'm able to get inventory on new books, when new books come out, I'll have them on that site as well. And when they can ship, I will ship them out as well. So that'll always be um, they'll always be available at that site. However, the ones that are limited are those redacted copies, and once they're gone, they're gone. I can't get any more, so that's why they were put on there at that price. Um, and that's where we're at. And as for what's coming up in this week, again, ladies and gents, we've got some videos coming out so far this week about um, Alberta firing back with Saskatchewan about the discounts to the East Coast in terms of their furnace oil, their heating oil, um, and what that's going to do in terms of separating and dividing people. I wanted to get a video out on that. A troll on a Liberal MP is going to be coming out this week as well. I'm looking forward to getting that video out for you guys as well. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how those videos do. I've noticed that it's been a little quieter on the government front these days. I personally think that they're ramping up to an election. I think that we're going to see an announcement of an election possibly in the new year. If you look at the behavior, and I know I said this during the summer, but if you look at the behavior of these MPs, especially Pierre Polyev, who was in Newfoundland over the weekend, he was in St. John's, having a rally and trying to get people interested. And people are saying that's why Trudeau eliminated the carbon tax for heating oil on the East Coast, was he's trying to buy back seats that are in danger from Pierre Polyev. Look, the polls are out. Pierre's doing just fine. And it's looking like if there was an election tomorrow, we'd see a conservative majority. Now that's speculative because these are just polls. They're not definitive numbers. But I don't have many doubts when it comes to Pierre Polyev that he's going to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. That I don't think we'll see another um, 4 years of Justin Trudeau, unless, of course, we see some mass screwing around when it comes to the votes. If things are done in an unfair manner or in a legal manner, questionable manner, we'll say. I don't want to say illegal. Um, it'll be interesting to see. But I think when you look at the behavior of these individuals right now, it's signaling very firmly that an election is coming soon, because I don't see why MPs would be wasting their time going all over the country trying to hold these rallies if we weren't getting close. So it'll be interesting to see. Let's um let's catch up with the chat. Um Bad way to get these books is to knock on Derek's door. Yeah, don't knock on the door, please. Don't come to the door. Um Armed separation will happen in Canada, like it or not. Hey, you know what? See, I never really advocate for any kind of violence, but I will say that I feel like people are getting to that point. Now, I talked about the whole Wexit thing in Alberta, and I said, I don't think people generally want to separate from Canada in Alberta that talk about it because they hate Canada. I think part of the problem is they've been beat down for 8 years over Justin Trudeau, and they don't really feel like there's another option. And I think that's what we're going to see with people as time goes on. As you see these protests ramping up from this whole Israel Palestine thing, I think that hopefully not, but there that may very well happen. People might feel like they're the animal that's pushed into a corner, and I've always said, if you push an animal too far into a corner, eventually they bite back, and that may very well happen. I hope not. Snatch jumping in. If you want books from Derek directly, you must first send a sexy picture to Joe Lyman. Joe, let me know if those photos are good. I'll wearing tribes who massacred each other over territory with no concept of borders. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Chris Mason jumping in. Chris, welcome into the stream. I moved over to Derek's Discord from Clyde's Freedom Chat. Well, I don't know much about Clyde's Discord these days, and I'm not going to comment on that. But hey, if you guys want to come over and hang out, like I said, we'll be in the Discord after the stream very shortly here. We're going to ramp up soon. Let's post a link to that Discord again here in the chat. There it is for anybody who wants to join in the Discord. It's free to join. It's never going to be charged for anything. So come on in there. I'll be hanging out for about an hour after the stream and listening to what you guys want to say. And I'll talk about anything you guys want to talk about. That's your time. Your time down here, as the Goonies say. And I'm happy to hang out with you guys there and have some fun. So what's bad at anger management? I just call him and harass him until he caves and sends them autographed. Yeah, but your family, there's a big difference there. There's a big difference. Imagine the look on Jagmeet's face when he realizes JT screwed him over. Yeah, well, that's coming. And Jagmeet's not going to keep his job either. He's gone. Nobody's going to get in there. Canada becomes involved in a war, there will be no election. Well, I don't know if it's going to move to war for Canada. Look, we're kind of fence sitters when it comes to it. We do send in peacekeepers from time to time, but I don't think it's going to move to war. Snatch jumping in, join Derek's Discord and get a free sexy picture from Joe Lyman. Joe's offering, well, if Joe's offering those kind of photos, I run a private OnlyFans just where I collect other people's stuff and put it out online. So I'm going to unsubscribe from my own Discord and subscribe just so I can make money off of Joe. That'll be perfect. Taxpayers' money is going to Eastern Canada for switching electric. Yeah, CB, that's going to be interesting. Again, things are going to heat up between the Western provinces. I know even Rachel Notley was in agreement with Danielle Smith that these changes need to come to Western Canada as well, which is odd. I never thought I'd see a day where I was agreeing with Rachel Notley. But hey, we'll be covering that in tomorrow's video. Make sure to check that out, guys. Again, when you're watching those videos, like, comment, and share them out. Let's get it out there. Let's see how much we can grow this community and how fast we can grow it. I'd love to see us ramp up 1,000 subs a week like we've been doing and continue to get there. Here is the Discord again on the channel visually. If you guys want to join us in the Discord after the stream, you can join at any point. And again, just come in. You can use your phone to come in and chat any way you want to. Going to be a lot of fun. No amount of AI filters or liberal censoring will ever make me sexy. Oh my God, you guys, that's funny. That is hilarious. Again, this week's a little quieter. This week is a little less going on. And again, I'm not sure what's going to come in the week ahead, aside from what I've covered already. But again, I will be here to make sure that we get everything out as quickly as we can and as accurate as we can as more stories develop. But again, I think with these elections looming on the horizon, it's part of the reason that things are a little more quiet in terms of the hot breaking news front. But again, I'll cover what I can when it drops, and I look forward to bringing that to you guys. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up the stream and we're going to head into the Discord. Make sure to come join us on there. Again, I'll post a link to the Discord in the channel. If you're watching the stream afterwards, I know we get a lot of our views after the stream's over. Make sure to follow this link, join our Discord, join us every Sunday. I'll be in there every Sunday for about an hour after the stream to hang out and chat with the community. And again, we post the videos in there. Any updates we post, there's a section in there if you guys have video ideas. If there's things you want to see me talk about, I'm happy to cover those things as well and put them under consideration. There's also a place to post memes where CB is currently the king of memes. Head over there and post your memes, jump in on the discussion, hit up the general chat. It's a fantastic community over there, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in there. I think it's going to be a blast, and I'm going to get ready to head in there right now. So I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you have a great week this week. If it's cold where you're at, stay warm. Keep your kids warm this Halloween. I hope you guys have a great trick or treat season if you have kids, or even if you just enjoy watching them come to your door. And well, I'll catch you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen.